Hello everyone, welcome back to the Apex Motorsport and to Paddock Talk for what is one of the final times we'll be doing it this season here at the 2021 British GT Championship. We're here at Donington Park. It's the second time we're here this season and we just had qualifying for what will be round 9. It's a Donington decider. 5 entries are still able to win the title. So we don't know which way it's going to go, but we're going to discuss those in contention along with the other teams as we walk down the pit lane. We're going to start with one team that's still in the title battle, and it is the number 6 Ram Racing of Ian Logie and Yelber Berman. This is a Mercedes-AMG GT3 car, and they will be starting from 4th. Now, how they can win the title? Well, first of all, they have a 10-second success penalty. That was from their third place finish at Donington Park. They're 18.5 points behind the leading car, which is the number 63 Barwell Motorsport. They need to finish no lower than 3rd for the race, and they need really results to go their way. So the chance to then win is slim, but there's still hope. And British GT, anything can happen. Then we got number 40 Fox Motorsport entry. They'll be starting from 14th and last in the GT4 class. I'm sure they'll be slightly disappointed with their performance, but I'm sure that they'll take comfort from the fact that they've raced the entire season, which for Team McVM is quite impressive. Then we move on to the Balf Motorsport team. This is the team that has both a GT3 and GT4 entry. This car here is the number 5. It is the GT3 car of Stuart and Lewis Proctor, and they will be starting the race from 11th place in the GT3 class, 11th overall. And then the number 90, which you can see in the distance there, that is the number 90 of Jack Brown and Ashley Marshall. They will be starting from 10th. Then we move on to the Beach Team AMR, the Aston Martin Vantage. A lovely car, this one. There's a car just coming down the pit lane, so we're just going to move over him. But they are also into title contention. Actually, only one of the drivers are, and that is Andrew Howard. Johnny Adam missed the round in Spa, so only Andrew Howard can win the title if they do. But in order for that to happen, they basically need to win and results to go their way, which is highly unlikely they will win. But again, anything can happen. They will be starting from 9th place, which is also where they need the number 63 Barwell Motorsport car to finish. Then we move on to a new entry, a one-off entry. It's a number 78, the CWS Colin White Racing. Colin White is riding this car alongside Mike Simpson. It's the first time they'll be starting a British GT race since 2014, and they will be qualified and will start the race in 13th place. Then we move on to a Genera, another Genera. It is the number 56 of Mark Sampson and Charlie Robertson, and they will be starting the GT4 class from 11th place. And beside them is, I think, one of the teams that this season has overachieved and have been very impressive, very consistent. It is the number 77 Enduro Motorsport of Morgan Tilbrook and Marcus Clutton, and they will be starting the race from 2nd place, which front row start for them. Very impressive performance, as Balf Motorsport are just practicing pit stops. The racing is just finished for today, so it is quite loud, so do apologise if you can't really hear me too well. But then we'll move on to the next team, which is the Speedworks team. It is the number 15 Toyota Gazoo Racing of John Ferguson and Jamie Caroline back again for this race. Scott McKenna isn't here once again. They'll be starting the GT4 class from 5th in the grid, which I think they'll be slightly disappointed on because they really do have the pace to be right up there, battling for the title. Well, the title has already been solved, if you've seen the last Paddock Talk at Donington Park. But they've had some decent pace, especially the start of the season. Has faltered a little bit the second half of the season, and a 5th place start sort of reflects that. Then we move on to the team that will actually be starting tomorrow's race on pole position. It is the number 18 Lamborghini of the WPI Motorsport team of Michael Igo and Phil King. They are also in the title battle. I think they're the huge underdogs. They have a 20-second success penalty for carrying over from Donington Park, which is going to be a massive hurdle for them to overcome. The 2 further points behind the Ram Racing car, so they really need a lot of results to go in their favour. They need to finish in the top 3, and the 63 Barwell to finish 9th or below again, it's going to be a huge task for them. Barwell is looking likely to pick up victory, but any of these teams, WPI, Ram or even Beach Team, can still mathematically win the title. And as I said already before, anything can happen in British GT. Then we'll move to the Team Rocket RJN. They actually have 4 entries this week, the most of any team. We have the number 4, the number 3, the number 2 and the number 21. Yeah, I think they couldn't have the number 1 and number 5, so they've gone for 21. His actually in the GT3 class. We'll start talking about this one. It's Mia Fluid in Hugh Hackney with Silverstone, I believe. Very impressive. They're going to be starting the race from 8th place in the GT3 class, so a decent one-off entry performance from them. A one-off, the 2 races, but one-off. They're not a full season team, simply. Then the number 2 car of James Kell and Jordan Collard will be starting the GT4 class in 8th place. The number 3 of Alan Valent and Michael Binyaya will be starting on the front row in the GT4 class from 2nd. And the number 4 car of Harry Hayek and Kenny Milner will be starting down in 12th place. But then we'll move on now to our next team, back to the GT3 class, and it is the Team Parker Porsche. Love this car, the number 66 car of Scott Malvern and Nick Jones. They will be starting the race, very loud in here, as from 7th place, so I think they will be happy with that. They definitely have the pace to definitely get up there and possibly get a podium. Then we'll move on to the Century Motorsport team. This is the one-off, the number 71, the Century Motorsport. Century Motorsport, traditionally, we've seen this season, have the BMWs. They have the GT3 and the the 2 GT4 cars. They'll be going into GT3 next season. But they have a all GT4 class. This is, I believe, an Aston Martin, if I remember correctly. It is number 71, David Holloway and Bradley Ellis. They'll be starting the GT4 in 9th place. Move on to the number 9 car of Chris Salkeld and Andrew Gordon Colebrook. They'll be starting from 7th. And then we have the GT4 champion, the number 57 car of Will Burns and Gus Burton, as the BMW passes us in the pit lane. Not the actual British GT car, an actual road car, but they have a lovely livery with gold on to mark them winning the championship, and they done an impressive fashion last time at Moulton Park. And if you haven't seen the Paddock Talk from Moulton Park, from the race, go and check that out, because you see them celebrating the end of the race. It's pretty cool, and it was great that we captured that. Then we'll move on to another one-off entry. There's a lot of one-off entries for this final race of the season. It's the Tolman Motorsport, number 84 of Ian Stinton and Jordan Witt. They qualify 12th place, which is unfortunately last in the GT3 class, but it is a Bentley. It's a very nice Bentley. We all know that I love a Bentley in this channel. So they definitely have the pace to get up there. They've had a few issues throughout today, so they have shown the pace, especially in practice. So they should be up fighting, possibly for a top 10 finish at the very least tomorrow. Then we go on to number 61, Academy Motorsport. I believe it's the number 61. There's a number 62 floating about the paddock as usual. I'm yet to find out what that actually is. But it's Will Moore and Matt Cowley, and they qualified in 3rd place, so I think they will be pretty happy with that. And it's a lovely car. I think if they get a podium tomorrow, they will be quite happy with that. Then we have the number 8, GT3, Team ABBA Racing. It is the Mercedes-AMG GT3 car. It's in a matte black livery. They've used this a few times whenever the car has the main chassis has been damaged. But they qualified in 3rd place. If I remember correctly, they won the race last time in Donington Park after starting 10th in the grid. They were up in the top 5, maybe even the top 3 by turn 1. Very impressive start last time. Can they do that again? Can they go from 3rd to 1st? Who knows? Can they disrupt the title battle and take away the glories of a race win from one of the other teams? Then we have the team that's actually starting on pole in GT4. It's the number 42, Stellar Motorsport Audi R8 of Richard Williams and Sean Fielding. To be honest, I didn't expect them to claim pole position, but they have, and this is the beauty about Donington Park. There's a plane about to go over our heads. It's brilliant. Like most circuits, we're close to an airfield, and well, the East Midlands Airport is just right beside us. It's quite loud. It's a very busy pit lane, and airplanes don't help with the audio, but this is number 42 Audi. They're going in pole position for the GT4 class, so can they win? Possibly. The team has sort of gone under the radar a lot this season, but the hard work has paid off this week. Then we go on to the other Bentley, one of my favourite cars. I say it every single Paddock Talk. It is the Paddock Motorsport of Kelvin Fletcher and Martin Plowman. I think they'll be slightly disappointed. Then they're starting down in P10 for the race. They definitely have the pace to be up fighting near the front. Kelvin Fletcher did show that at times. I think Martin Plowman struggled in his run. So the combined times is how the qualifying grid was worked out. They had GT3 1, GT3 2. One driver went out in one session, the other, and they're combined. So move from one car, which I absolutely love, to my favourite on the grid. It is the 27 Newbridge Motorsport. It's a lovely Aston Martin Vantage. It's Matt Topham and Darren Turner's, and they will be starting in 6th place, which I think again will be slightly disappointing for them. They have they've been quite impressive all season. They've got an impressive livery to show, and I think they could definitely get into the podium. Starting in 6th, they could definitely gain a few positions in opening laps. So a podium, maybe even a race win is possible. But then we move on to the Barwell Motorsport team, the reigning champions and the champion select. I said that for the past few Paddock Talks, but it's still possible. They had a chance to win it last time out at Donington Park. That didn't happen. It was quite difficult for them to do that. But they might just win it tomorrow. It's likely that they will, unless one of these other teams can throw surprise and they don't finish the race. I think that's the easy way. If they finish inside the top 9, I think the near enough guaranteed victory. Not mathematically, but it's highly unlikely that all the results from 3 other teams, along with the other entry of Barwell, will go to plan. Leo Maczewski and Dennis Lind are the current championship leaders in the number 63, which has been stripped down. The front is off the car. They will start from 6th place, so they have a little bit of work to do, but the top 9 finish is where they need to be. And then we have the number 1, which is the reigning champions. The reigning champion Sandy Mitchell alongside Alan Ballon. They have a 15-second success penalty from Alton Park, but they need to finish 2nd at worst. So will there be some team games going on between them or not? We just do not know. But yeah, they're going to be qualifying from 5th place, so it's going to be quite difficult for them to win. Alongside Ram, WPI, and I'm forgetting the other team that's in the championship battle, WPI, Ram, and BHD AMR. Alongside these 2 Barwell Motorsport cars, that is the 5 cars in the championship battle. Make sure you tune in tomorrow to the final Paddock Talk of the season, where we will find out who the champion will be. I think you can watch the race live on YouTube on Sky Sports F1, but follow our content as well. We'll be across social media. It's going to be a fantastic race. There's so much online. There's a championship online. It is a Donington decider. Who will win? We don't quite know. We'll have to tune in tomorrow to see. So yeah, that's going to end this episode of Paddock Talk, and we hope you join us tomorrow, where we find out the winner of the Donington decider and the winner of the 2021 British GT Championship. Goodbye.